Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at my Aero Precision AR10 M5 build. Hey everybody, I'm John. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at my AR10 build. This is the Aero Precision M5 in 308. Before we get started on this, please hit that like and subscribe button. We're doing pretty good with our subscriptions. We got 40 so far as of today. So gotta hope to bump those numbers up significantly. But I do appreciate the 40 subscribers that I have. Thank you very much. Like I said before in my other videos, everything in this video was paid for by me. Nobody sponsors me yet. So this is going to be, you know, a true review with no influence. Even if I was sponsored, I would still give you my honest opinion and my honest review. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, let's take a look at this thing. Let's go from, let's say, ass to mouth. Get it? If that offended you, you probably shouldn't be here. You should probably go to another channel, and on your way there, you should probably develop a sense of humor. But anyways, let's start at the back here. So and another thing, I'm going to refer to my notes. I've tried to shoot this video a couple times, and there's just so much going on here that I had to write everything down. And, you know, I'm a one-man show. I don't have an editor. I'm not paying anybody to do this for me. It's just me. So I hope you can understand that. I got to take some notes. I got to refer to those notes from time to time. So let's get into this. We'll start back here. The buttstock is a magpul STR. Love this buttstock. Does a great job, and you can also store batteries in this on either side. Comes with a few quick disconnects, QDs, one on this side, one on this side. I don't think there's any more, but it's got, I believe this one has 6 positions, and you can also lock this in a position other than the designated locking positions on the buffer tube. So, you know, you can lock it in a different spot than those pre-designated holes. Coming up here, I put the charging handle is a Precision Reflex, and this one is the Rock River 308 Gas Buster, and this one has the combat latch. Great charging handle. I like the combat latch because it has these ridges here. Makes it easier when you have your gloves on. I'm a right-handed shooter, so my left hand would be you know, the hand that I would use to activate or use the charging handle. This is not ambidextrous. Like I said, it's a combat handle, so it's very specific to a right or left hand shooter. It's also the gas buster, so if you're familiar with like cans or anything like that on your ARs, AR-15s, AR-10s, whatever it is that you're shooting, you have a lot of gas buildup that accumulates when you take that shot. And a lot of times, especially with I'm going to say with the can on it, and if you don't have one of these gas busters that gets that gas out of your face, you know, it's going to be, you're going to be taking gas to the face, and it's not a pleasant experience. The upper and lower are just the basic AR or Aero AR10 M5 upper and lower. I didn't really do much with that other than the trigger. The trigger is a Velocity trigger, and this one here you can set in different positions. Like if you notice, this has a cant to it so that it comes kind of to the side, which makes it better for me. One of the things that I deal with is I have arthritis in my hands, so when it comes to grips and triggers, it's not just a matter of, you know, having a lighter, faster, crisper trigger. It's also a matter of, you know, just being able to shoot for extended periods of time without having any pain. Which brings me to the grip, which is a FAB Defense AG43. It's kind of like the pistol grip type. It's much more user friendly to the guys who have any kind of arthritis or any kind of hand issues. It's much more friendly. On top of that, I have the what is this? This is the Covert Clutch Tactical Grip Sleeve. Great little sleeve. It works especially well when it gets wet. So if you're, outdoors shooting on a rainy day or something, which you should be doing. I mean, you never know when things are going to pop off. And if it's raining out, you can't say, well, can't go outside and defend myself because it's raining. But when this thing gets wet for whatever reason, water or other substances, it becomes very tacky. So it's very very comfortable in the hand, and with that covert grip on there, it makes it very it's just better in your hand. It won't slip out of your hand when things get wet. Okay. Like I said, the Velocity trigger, love Velocity triggers. This one I believe is the 3.5 pound is what I have on here. Very crisp trigger, very clean break on it, and a very crisp reset. Love these guys. This is basically what I run on all of my rifles, except for my Waypoint that came with an Accu trigger, so I didn't really have to do anything with that. But yeah, definitely love these. This is just a magpul. I forget what the rail is here, but I'm not sure, so I'm not even going to try and guess. But it's an M-lock, M-lock handguard. On this, I have a few things, just some of the magpul QDs. I have one up here at the furthest point. I have one back here, just in case I want to shorten that up. Right here is the Neomag Sentry strap. So this is my strap retention. Great little strap retention on here. It's got a little magnet in there. This goes around, the handguard, velcros down, and then this magnet, and there's another magnet here, locks your strap down. Speaking of the strap, this is the Magpul M1 strap. Great strap. Love this thing. I have this, I believe, on. I believe it's on most of my rifles. This is a 2-point strap. I'm not a real big fan of the single point straps, only because the single points, they can flop around, cause issues. So I'm pretty much a big user or a big fan of the 2-point strap. Now I do have a Kel-Tec KSG. That one I do have a single point strap on, just because that thing is a monster, and there's really no way to put a dual point strap on that thing and be comfortable. I'll show that. We'll do a video on that, and I'll show you why. It has, like the 15 shell carrier on the top, so it's a very heavy gun, and the dual point just doesn't work for it. Coming up the barrel here underneath, this is the FAB Defense. This is the VTS, Vertical Tactical Support. So I'll show you what's on the other side here in a second, but when I'm doing my C-grip, this thing, as you can see, comes right in here behind my pinky, and I can C-grip this really nice. Keeps it so I can bring that rifle back into my shoulder and keep the rifle here. So works great. Love that thing. Coming up here, this is just a little Pinty laser. I got this thing, it was free. It came with, I bought a couple things, and this came in the package. Kind of just didn't have anything to do with it. Let it sit in the package in my workshop, and then one day I decided, well, let's take this thing and throw it on the 308 and see what it does. I got to tell you something. This shitty little laser, which probably costs about 20 bucks if you were to buy it, maybe even less, is one of the most accurate aiming systems that I have, I think, on the whole entire rifle. This thing is dead on. Dead on. Whatever it's pointing at, that's what you're gonna hit, and it stays zeroed. Like, I've bashed this thing all over the place, dropped it, run around with it, diving into the ground, doing all kinds of stupid shit, and that thing maintains zero no matter what. No matter what, it maintains zero. So just a little pinty laser. I know people are gonna be like, well, people are gonna see the laser. Listen, Jack, it's just for fun. I'm not going to use this thing in a tactical situation. I mean, unless I have to. If everything else goes out on this, sure, I'll use it. But I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. It is dead on. Coming up further, like I said, I got some QDs, just magpul QDs for the rail. These are my fixed sights. I don't exactly know. They're 45. You can see here and here. I don't exactly know what brand they are, what maker they are, but they're pretty awesome. Very accurate, and I like the way they sit on the rifle. I don't have to manipulate the rifle very much in order to be able to get a sight picture through these 45 fixed sights. Very, very accurate. This whole rifle is a very accurate rifle. This is pretty much my DMR, and this thing is spot on. I'll show you a picture of the target after I built this thing and first took it to the range. I mean, I was literally at 100 yards, you'll see, shooting bullet holes. I have 25 round magazines for this. This one's a 10 round magazine, and oh, by the way, we are empty. There isn't anything in this. This gun is safe and clear. Also, this is I forget what the brand is, but this is an upgraded mag release on this here. Can't remember. Maybe if I find it, I'll put it in the link. Put it in the description down below. But oversized again. I have, like I said, arthritis. And one of the things is, my shooting position, especially, if I'm shooting all day, my hand gets really tired. So having the mil-spec magazine release, it wasn't doing it for me. So with this here, I don't have to push my finger ahead so far. I can keep my grip here, and I have, a nice little area here. Hit that. Release my magazine. Coming up in front of that, this is the VG6 Epsilon 762 muzzle brake. Awesome muzzle brake. This thing keeps this a very flat shooting AR-10. I don't get a lot of muzzle rise with this, and as a matter of fact, I have I believe it's the Epsilon on my AR-15 as well. Great muzzle brake system. The one on the AR-15, I have the cage that goes around it to keep that blast from kind of punching you in the face. Since my AR-15 is a pistol, it's only a 10-inch barrel. So with this on there, you'll get a lot of gas coming back in your face. With that cage on there, I don't have any issues with that. This thing is loud, though. It is not quiet by any means, and as a matter of fact, that's one of the things that I get all the time at the range is, goddamn, that's loud. Yeah, I like it that way. I'm really not a big fan of the cans. I know if that's your thing, that's your thing. I got nothing against it. But if and when, I have to use this thing, I want somebody to know that I'm using it. I don't want it to be a secret. I want my neighbors to call the cops if I have to use this thing. I want the person that I'm using it against to know that they're up against a pretty formidable force. And, anybody that might be with them, I want them to leave immediately. So I'm not a big fan of the cans. But if that's your thing, that's your thing. This is just a magpul bipod. I don't run this thing on here. I just did it for the video. And as a matter of fact, I had to move a couple things around in order to be able to get this on there so I could shoot the video. This front sight usually comes back more, and this QD is on the bottom here. So it's set up a little bit more convenient for when I need to keep that rifle tight against my chest when it's on the bottom. So let's, what else can we talk about? Oh, the sights on this. Now, I change around on this from time to time what I'm shooting on it, but right now I have the Vortex Spitfire 3 prism scope. Now, people might say, well, you know, you got a 3x prism scope on an AR-10. Yeah, the shots that I need to take in order to secure my home from a distance are not that great. 500 yards maybe at the most, but more likely in the 300 to 350 yard range. This optic does a great job at that range. It's a prism scope. It is etched glass, so even if the lights go out on it, you know, the illumination goes out on it, I can still use this optic with no issues as long as it's not, you know, really dark out. To the point that the picture that I'm going to show you with this thing zeroing in at 100 yards it's just amazing. And I have taken this out to 400-500 yards, and if you know how to shoot and if you know how to read your reticle, I'm not going to get into all that today, you should have no problem using that. Vortex does make a 5 power, I believe, a fixed 5 power etched Spitfire, but I have so many optics. I mean, I have an entire bin over here full of optics, scopes, prism scopes, you know, holographic sights, all kinds of shit. I just didn't feel like spending any more money on another optic specifically for this rifle until I figured out exactly what I wanted to use on it. And believe it or not, what is on here is perfectly fine for the stuff that I do with it. You know, I'm not going to be taking 1,000-yard shots with this, obviously. If I need to do that, I can use my 2020 Waypoint, also in 308, which is another reason why I bought the 308. It's because I had this. And, you know, this is more of a DMR, designated marksman rifle. So, like I said, 300 yards, perfect. Also, the thing is that I can acquire my targets a lot faster in this scope. And if you notice, this is a high riser on this, along with the riser for the Spitfire. The reason for that is because I hate getting, you know, down and, you know, really squinching, what I consider to be squinching into a scope. When I'm shooting, if I have a target out there, I like to keep my head up. I like my head to be in the up position. I don't like it to be laying in. I don't like to be, you know, my shoulders all scrunched over. I do that with my AR-15, which is more of a CQB rifle. This is not a CQB rifle. However, if I do need to take closer shots than 100 yards, I do have the Viper Mini up here, RMR, which I can easily switch to. That's the other reason why I like to be up high like this, because right now I'm looking through the scope, and if I want to go to my Viper, all I have to do is this. There it is right there. So I'm here, here, here. No brainer. If I need to get on the 45, I'm right here. Now this is where I have to squinch into it, and I really don't like that. But like I said, being at this height, there I am, target acquired, okay? Now come up here, there I am again, target acquired. So there isn't much movement between the two. If something surprises me, you know, comes out at a closer distance that I have to deal with, negotiate with, I can definitely negotiate with that target with the RMR, and I don't have to worry about the Spitfire. But like I said, you know, people have said to me, well, you know, it's a 3-power scope on an AR-10. Yeah, I hear you. I understand what you're saying, but I'm the shooter, and it works for me. I have no issues with it. So that is the optic on it. I did the paint job on this rifle. It's just a camo paint job. Did the magazines, all that stuff. So, you know, I really enjoy. This is the go-to rifle as far as I'm concerned. If anything happens, I'm definitely grabbing this. I would take this over my AR-15 any day of the week because I can reach out and touch someone with this at a distance and keep that fight away from me. I don't want to do CQB. The only reason I would ever want or feel like I had a need to do CQB is if something happened in my own house to me, or if, you know, one of my loved ones or the people that I care about in my own home. That's really the only place that I'm doing CQB. I would also, you know, my AR-15 is also my truck gun because it's small, it's compact, and you know, I can travel with it without it, you know, being pronounced that, hey man, this guy's got a gigantic rifle in his truck. So this is the rifle that I prefer to, you know, go to battle in. But again, you know, this is just a range rifle. Like I've said before on my other stuff, if the time comes and I need to change the pronoun on this, then it will become, you know, my war rifle. So, having said all that, coming around to this side here, I will show you this fancy little thing. Now, this is called the Riker grip. You can find this at Riker USA. I believe it's RikerUSA.com. And what this is for is, I'll show you here. It is a grip. It's a vertical grip. It's not a, you know, it's not a broomstick or anything. It's off on the side here. And this, because of my hand problems, so like I said before, I have arthritis in my hands. I have arthritis in my shoulders. So this is a pretty heavy rifle. Well, with the sling support and this, okay, this rifle basically will support itself. I can bring, with this Riker grip, bring this back into my shoulder. I have my sling here, and this rifle basically supports itself. I'm not really supporting this other than, you know, just keeping it in this position. Riker USA, I believe, is RikerUSA.com is the company, and this is called the Riker grip. They also sell this piece, which you can put your pad on it, and, you know, for my illumination. So I am able to operate the light from here, and I am able to secure, you know, the weapon with this grip much better than I am in the C grip. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't do the C grip, and obviously if I had to switch shoulders, I would be in the C grip. So that's the other reason why I have that FAB VTS on there. Great little setup. Like I said, Riker USA. I don't have this on my AR-15 because, like I said, my AR-15 is basically a pistol, and it's only a 10-inch barrel. So I don't really have too many issues, and it's much, much lighter. You know, you got to remember, one .308 round is twice the weight of a 5.56 or a 2.23. So, you know, this is a 10-round magazine, but, you know, if I, where are they at? Here you go. 25-round magazine. Much heavier. A lot more weight. So, yeah. That Riker grip really makes a big difference. A lot of guys who have shoulder issues, turn this around so you can see it. A lot of the guys who have shoulder issues, a lot of older guys like me, I've seen using this thing. I always get questions at the range, what is it? And I've actually had a couple people that have bought this, especially the guys who have, like I've said before, your shoulder issues. It takes that, you know, when you're holding the rifle in the C grip, you know, all that weight is basically on the front of your shoulder. Okay, when I have this Riker grip like this, now all this weight just got transferred to the back of my shoulder. And anybody who knows me knows that I have a pretty wide back. I'm pretty strong as far as my back is concerned. So it takes that weight off the front of my shoulder and transfers it to the back. It's a great system. I really enjoy it, and I especially enjoy it on this particular rifle. Okay, everybody, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said before, please hit that like and subscribe button. One of my favorite things is waking up in the morning and seeing, you know, a new subscriber. And for all you people that are hitting that subscribe button and subscribing to the channel, I definitely check you guys out to make sure, see if you guys have a channel, and support you also. So, you know, it's a two-way street, and you know, I'm more than happy to support you know, people and their you know, their adventures and their dreams and all that stuff. So thank you again for tuning in, everybody. Thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you to the new viewers. And again, hit that like and subscribe button. We have a lot of stuff coming out. It's going to be a nice weekend out here on the front range. So I think we're going to actually get out and get to the range and do some shooting, do some stuff on the range, take some videos. So we'll have some content for later. But, you know, you'll get notified if you hit that subscribe button, and you'll know when we release new videos and you know what they are. So again, thank you, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you again.